Even though they were publicly thanked for this on Twitter, of course, the couple has not actually directly acknowledged that they were the source of the money for this. Well, taking the action without seeking the credit, I expect is hard for most of us, for most of our egos, and I expect it's even harder for celebrities whose lives really revolve around publicity, which is another reason for me to say here that John Legend and Chrissy Teigen are heroes. And I did that one last because it leads directly into what I want to spend the rest of my time talking about. Last week I said there was much more to talk about with regard to the Michael Brown killing and the in Ferguson, Missouri, and the grand jury decision about that. Little did I know that that discussion would have to be largely put aside to address an even more egregious case, the unpunished killing of Eric Garner. Back on July 17th, Eric Garner was in Tompkinsville, which is a town in Staten Island in New York City. He was accused by cops of selling untaxed cigarettes, of which he apparently did have a history. He protested that he had done nothing wrong, an account that was actually supported at the time by eyewitnesses on the scene. But the cops demanded he put his arms behind his back to be handcuffed, and when he objected, New York Police Department cop Daniel Pantaleo grabbed him from behind, wrapped his arm around Garner's neck, and wrestled him to the ground using a chokehold and pressing his face into the pavement. The other cops swarmed over Garner, climbing on him, pinning him down to the pavement face down. Garner, in a chokehold with other cops piled on top of him, several times protested that he couldn't breathe. And then he went limp, and later he died. On December 3rd, a Staten Island grand jury refused to indict white cop Daniel Pantaleo in the death of unarmed black man Eric Garner. This decision came despite the fact that there is video showing everything I just described, despite the fact that the video clearly shows Pantaleo grabbing Garner from behind, despite the fact that the video shows cops swarming over Garner, despite the clear proof that Pantaleo was using a chokehold which had been banned by the NYPD for 11 years precisely because of the risk of killing someone that it involves, despite the clear view of Pantaleo pushing Garner's face into the pavement, despite the undeniable fact that Garner repeatedly protested, "I can't breathe." Despite that, no indictment, no charge. Not murder, not manslaughter, not even voluntary manslaughter, not even something with regard to negligence. No charge. Despite